What if I told you there's something holding you back from living life to the fullest, being the best version of yourself that you can be, and holding you back from happiness? Your perspective. It's how you view the world around you, the way that you see the actions and the ideas of the people you meet. It influences your own ideas and your own actions, the way you approach relationships, and what you place value and importance on. But it's often hard to keep a sense of perspective in our lives. We're constantly bombarded with all this, what seems to be useful information, like texts and phone calls, emails and tweets. It seems we live each day in a rush, trying to get through this endless to-do list, and it gets complicated. We start to cry and complain about problems in our lives, while forgetting the things that we have. We start to think that our opinions are the right opinions, and we block ourselves out from the ideas of other people. But by seizing the opportunity to gain perspective, you can really add to your life. You can begin to open your mind up to possibilities that you hadn't thought of before. You can begin to heal relationships with people whose ideas you disagreed with. It can calm you down when you're feeling stressed. Perhaps the biggest reason and the most important reason for gaining perspective is it allows you to enjoy and appreciate all the good things that you already have. And although there are many ways that you can gain perspective or challenge your perspective, I found that experiencing other cultures can really move you from being on the inside looking out to being on the outside looking in. We don't see things as they are. We see them as we are. Every situation you encounter, how you react to it, is a direct reflection of all your past experiences and knowledge. That's why society places such a high importance on how we raise our children. The perspective that they are taught by their parents and their peers determines the way that they approach the rest of their lives. I want to share with you guys a few of the cultures that I've had the privilege of getting involved with. Over spring break this year, I journeyed to Hoonah, Alaska, and had life-changing experiences, or rather, I had perspective-changing experiences. But before I get to my final destination, I want to share a stop that I made along the way. I was able to spend a day in Seattle, Washington. You might have thought that it's necessary to go across the world to find cultures that you can learn from, but in reality, they're all across the United States. Our country is so diverse, and every city has its own way of doing things. My night in Seattle was filled with conversations with interesting strangers, street performers on every corner, and views of a city with age, but character. It really made me compare what I was seeing to where I live, and to realize that so many people with the same nationality can also be so very different. You could say that it prepared me for my time, soon to be spent in Hoonah, Alaska, working in the public school system, teaching kids, coaching basketball, and really building relationships in the community. I ate foods that I never thought I would ever eat, and stared up for hours at views that I swear were straight off of a postcard. Between diving in the ocean at 35 degrees, even though everybody told me not to accidentally stumbling across the northern stars at 2 o'clock in the morning, every minute of my time was filled. The native people, they invited me into their homes. They shared their life history, their life philosophy, and they shared their passions. So from this experience in Alaska, and from my experiences in Taiwan and Iceland, and places all across the country, I've learned so much about myself. I've gained so many new perspectives and new ideas, and I would like to share a few of these with you. A few ways that my perspective has changed, and I hope I can pass on. I've learned that everybody has a past, but it's just as important as yours. The thing is, we can learn from each other's past. I want you to take a minute and really listen to where and what someone has come from. Really listen and try to understand how it has influenced them. I promise you will feel better leaving than if you had spoke the whole time. I've learned that people are good at heart, but possessions and expectation leads them the wrong way. The thing about possessions is they can only be proved by giving. If you cannot give, then your possessions possess you. In the native culture in Hoonah, people don't have much, but what they do have, they are always willing to give. As it's been said before, I have seen firsthand the language that all humans share, no matter where you go, and its emotion, laughing, crying, fear, and hope. When you have kids that you just met 2 hours ago, laughing and climbing all over you, it affects you a bit. It makes you forget about all of your problems and wonder if they really were as important as you made them out to be. I've learned that you must step outside of your comfort zone to find success and happiness in life. Never pass up an opportunity when someone invites you to spend time with them. Never be afraid to try new things. You never know which experiences are going to be the life changers, so experience everything you can. I've learned that stories should be treated as possessions, because then they'll hold their meaning and their message forever. In the Native culture, you don't share other people's stories, not because they're always secrets, but because you can't tell the story like they can. You can't do the story the justice that it deserves. And everybody respects this. So now, I challenge you. I challenge you to get involved into another culture, even if just for a short time. You don't have to go across the world or even across the country. We all have friends that come from different backgrounds, friends that come from different places. So ask questions. Do activities of the culture. Really step back, open your mind, and step away from what you already know. Because what you will be left with is a new perspective on life, on yourself, on those around you, and on what you value. And this new perspective will lead you to happiness. It will lead you to success, to love, and to a life full of special memories. It's possible that our narrow minds are the roots of all the problems of this world, of the country, of our society, and of ourselves. But we can fix them if we fix the way we perceive. If you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. I want to thank you all for your time, and thank you for being here.